Bonjour mes amis de DSBN, comment ça va vous autres? C'est moi, Etienne. I am so happy to be here with you. Welcome to our introduction to the Interactive Comprehensive Roadmap. Hopefully you have all the tools in hand right now that you need. We've sent you everything by email. I know you probably haven't had a chance to print things out necessarily, but let me show you what you do have. First of all, you have this handy roadmap. And when it says roadmap, there's actually 4 levels. So there's A1, A2, B1, and the beautiful B2 right there as well. And my favorite part, which is the fuel stops right here. And what we will be going over today is this right here, right there, what a typical roadmap stop looks like. And the roadmap stop we're working on is going to be à la mode. That's right, it's going to be à la mode. You will all be getting a copy of this reader. All of your schools will get one copy so that you can go through it. But what you also have is the PDF. I'm talking this right here. That's right. I have a hard copy. I'm old school. I like to have hard copy. I like to see what I'm working with and touch it and make sure I want to do this and put sticky notes and everything like that. But this is the PDF that you have right here, all in one piece. It has all the instructions, all the authentic tools, all the evaluations, all the links to the videos, the stories, everything that you need, all the activity tools, the sketches, everything is in this. So this is actually what you have right here. So you have literally everything organized, all done for you in one huge PDF, and you can just go to the exact pages that you need. So again, thank you for inviting me to your district PD today. And we're going to be about 50 minutes or so, and I got some really cool things to share with you. Pretty excited about this. Were you like me? When I was a student, what would really make me cry was sitting in the middle of class and always wondering why. Yes, wondering what are we doing and where are we going? And wondering if even the teacher was knowing. And I promised myself that as a teacher, I would never do that. And now that we have these maps here, I don't have to do that anymore because everything is transparent and obvious. So you ready? Are you ready for your walkthrough of this IC roadmap stop called La Mode? Actually, before we even begin, let me get you one more little gift. And let's use a strategy in order to get this gift into your hands. I think what you also need, a copy of this. This is the Interactive Comprehensive Readers Playbook. And we're going to get you a PDF copy of this so you can have absolute access to it and use all the strategies that are in there. There's lots, we're going to talk about that. But how are you going to get it? We're going to use a strategy called 10 Truths and a Lie. This is a fantastic strategy to use in all your classes. For those of you who don't know what I do as Etienne, we're going to use a cool strategy called 10 Truths and a Lie. This is a strategy I highly recommend using in your classrooms. This is a strategy where we're going to use it for you to get to know me better in my crazy life and the things that I do that ends up me being allowed to work with you, which is super cool. And you're going to read through the list that you're going to see up here on the screen. You're going to pick which one of these is the lie. You're going to send in your response, and I'm going to get you a copy of this, the PDF digital version of this Interactive Comprehensive Readers Playbook, which we'll be using on this walkthrough. So swipe the QR code there. You can actually access the web link that will have been sent ahead to you and fill it out and let us know what you think is the lie. Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. We're going to get you a copy of the digital version of this bestseller so that you can have the strategies right in hand. So it's number 10, right? If you guessed that already, it is number 10. Believe me, you don't want to see me with coffee. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm already full of energy enough. So no, I don't drink coffee. I'm a water person. So yeah. So now you have all that you need. You've got the maps that we're going to use. You have a copy of the La Mode PDF, which actually includes access as well to the digital version of the story and also your reader's playbook. Let's get to it. Now this up here is what we're going to explore. Let's explore what a typical stop looks like on this IC roadmap using La Mode as the example. And I guess I should say this right now. If you have any questions at any time, you can hit me up at Rock Your Class, so at Rock Your Class on any platform. It could be TikTok, Instagram, X. Go to Facebook. You could find me too at Etienne Online, whatever. You got questions, hit me up by email. I think I actually left my phone number. You can actually text me as well. Literally get texts from teachers all over the world. It is awesome. I'm here to work with you. No problem. So remember that. Okay, so as we go through this walkthrough, I want you to consider me as the Robin and Alfred to your Batman or Batwoman or Batperson, okay? So it is you and I going through this adventure together. The basic thing is I want you to know that you are not alone. I am here for you. Okay, so a little corny, I know. But anyways, the point is that this is why this is a living resource, is because Etienne, DJ, Delph, the characters in the stories, they're with you and your students along on this journey down the road to French proficiency. As we look at this typical stop map, okay, let's look at what this says here on the billboard. It says right here, all IC roadmap stops work together to provide transparent, best practices pedagogy using interactive, comprehensive, authentic strategies and tools rooted in 4 decades of evidence-based, award-winning research. These strategies and resources are soundly aligned with a CEFR action-oriented approach and all the curriculum standards that we use here in Ontario, vetted through the embedded lenses of UDL, SEL, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So very important. On est prêt? Guys ready? Let's do this. So the very first step that you see here is when you look through your PDF for La Mode, this big 111 page thing or whatever, it's all packed and ready for you. And that first section here looks like this. The first and most important thing to do is to realize that there are 2 actual spots right here for La Mode. You have an A1 and then again an B1, but you could do La Mode right through from A1 through B2, okay? That's the beauty. And another beauty thing about having these IC roadmaps here is you can literally hand it in to your admin and go, there's my long range plans. I'll see you in 12 months. You can also blow them up and put them up on your walls, and you can put pins into the roadmaps as your students are going through their journey down the road to French proficiency, right? So it's kind of cool. So each class can have its own pin. There's so many things that you can do with these roadmaps. And what I love about all this is that you don't need any techniques or training to do this. Everything is absolutely planned and done and packed for you. You just go. Everything that you're going to see has got QR codes and hyperlinks, and you're going to get access to all the videos and activities that you possibly need that will go along with the things you find in the package. Best of all, if you have classes that are, multi-layered and a little complex with a lot of IEPs and things like that, you're going to see exactly how this works to allow your students to handle kind of a mild, a medium, and spicy type journeys down the road to French proficiency concerning this stop of La Mode. So again, the first thing to notice here is that everything is packed and planned and ready for you. That means that you have all what you need front-loaded in front of this stop in this PDF. Let's just take a look at a couple of things that are here. You've got the entire Organisons Ensemble package there. And then you have the outline of what we're going to be doing on this stop. And it's important to add that if you're doing the CEFR, you'll be surfing with the CEFR with this package. And it breaks down everything, as you can see, from pre-A1 to A1, A2, B1, whatever classes that you're doing, it gives you a bevy of suggestions of what you can do at this stop related to the CEFR and, coincidentally, our Ontario curriculum. It even has really cool teacher planning tools that you can use to plan out the stop and student tools as well that they can use to track their journey during this stop. It also lays out exactly what to do in a lesson plan from bell to the point where your students, when the bell rings, will be going, whoa, the class is over already. Don't you love those moments? Love those moments. It's also front-loaded with all the assessment and evaluation tools that you need, and also student self-tracking and self-assessment tools. Don't strain yourself with overmarking. Nobody likes marking. Let's do assessment the proper way. Let's do it while we're taking this journey. As it says right here, self-tracking and self-assessing are beautiful things. Students can see that they are the ones responsible for what they are learning and the grades they are earning. What a concept. So that's all the front-loaded stuff. Now let's get started. And there's no better way to get started than with the 1, 2, 3 easy steps. So the 1, 2, 3 steps are basically this. Number 1 is you pick a project. You co-pick with your students which project or projects they can choose from, and you can co-create the culminating tasks and the success criteria, but literally everything's done for you. Check this out. There's like a dozen ideas there just for la mode, just for this stop that we're on here. And then when it comes to step number 2, actually starting la mode, there is the grade 8 strategies listed for you right there, and I will catch up with you on that and show you exactly how to do that. So how do we do that? We're going to do it like this. I'm going to go switch into my little Etienne costume there. And you know what? You can use this video with me and let's team teach this together. I, Etienne, will join you in class and I will start, that's right, kick off la mode with your students. Et bonjour vous autres, c'est moi Etienne, and it is time to go over the grade 8 strategies for this stop on the interactive comprehensive roadmap down the road to French proficiency. Et maintenant, on va parler de la mode. Oui, la mode. Let's take a look at the grade 8 strategies. Alors maintenant, c'est le temps de commencer les 8 stratégies qui vont vous aider là, ici à cette arête sur le chemin. D'accord? Commençons. D'abord, étape numéro 1. Vous avez besoin d'un papier et un crayon ou stylo, quelque chose comme ça, ou soit un whiteboard avec un marqueur, ça marche aussi. Et ce qui va se passer, c'est votre prof va lire les paroles de la chanson et vous devez écrire le plus de mots possible que vous pouvez faire. Alors, vous devez juste écouter très fort et vous devez écrire chaque mot que vous entendez là-bas, ok? Et après, il faut compter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Combien de mots est-ce que vous avez écrit? Oui? Combien de mots? J'espère un minimum de 5. Est-ce que quelqu'un peut-être a écrit 10 mots? 15, pas 15. 15, c'est trop. 20? Étape numéro 2. On va jouer un jeu de 3 prises. 3 prises. On va vérifier les mots sur vos listes. On va vérifier si ces mots-là viennent vraiment de la chanson, les paroles de la chanson que votre prof a lues. Alors, est-ce qu'on est prêt pour cette étape numéro 2? Oui, c'est le temps. Alors, une personne à la fois. Vous allez lever la main, vous allez partager là un mot de votre liste. Votre prof va vérifier si oui, ce mot-là est vraiment trouvé dans la chanson. OK? Si oui, c'est un point pour votre équipe, un point pour votre classe. Si non, si ce mot-là, ce n'est pas vraiment trouvé dans la chanson, c'est une prise. Oui. 3 prises et le jeu est fini. Alors, est-ce qu'on est prêt pour cette étape numéro 2? Oui, c'est le temps. Alors, une personne à la fois, vous allez lever la main, vous allez partager là un mot de votre liste. Votre prof va vérifier si oui, ce mot-là est vraiment trouvé dans la chanson. OK? Si oui, c'est un point pour votre équipe, un point pour votre classe. Si non, si ce mot-là, ce n'est pas vraiment trouvé dans la chanson, c'est une prise. Oui, 3 prises et le jeu est fini. Alors faites attention quand les autres personnes lisent leurs mots, là, c'est très important de faire attention. Si le mot partagé par un autre n'est pas sur votre liste, peut-être c'est une bonne idée. Ajoutez ce mot-là sur votre liste. Ou si ce mot est là, peut-être c'est une bonne idée d'encercler là, ce mot-là. Alors, vous pouvez faire attention de ne pas répéter un mot déjà dit. Parce que ça, c'est une autre manière où on peut recevoir une prise. Et après 3 prises, le jeu est fini. Alors, l'idée, le but, de ce jeu-là, c'est de gagner, c'est de partager le plus de mots que possible sans recevoir les 3 prises. Ça fait de sens? D'accord, c'est le temps de commencer. Étape numéro 2. Vous et votre prof maintenant. Il faut partager les mots. Numéro 3, on va faire cette activité ici qui s'appelle voir, penser et se demander. C'est le temps de regarder le vidéoclip de cette chanson. La même chanson avec laquelle vous avez joué pour étape numéro 1 et étape numéro 2. C'est le temps de regarder le vidéoclip et de partager les choses que vous avez vues, vous avez pensé. Et la dernière partie, je me demande, c'est là où vous allez écrire des questions que vous avez pour soit moi, soit votre prof, je sais pas là. OK? Juste les questions que vous avez dans vos cerveaux, dans vos têtes. Après ça, vous allez faire une think, pair, share. Vous allez partager vos pensées avec un partenaire, puis en groupe ou puis en classe. Étape numéro 4. Numéro 4, c'est le temps de chanter un petit peu. Oui, peut-être il faut fermer les portes, barrer les portes et soyez prêts pour faire beaucoup de bruit, pour chanter en haut là, ouais, chanter très 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 fort. Le refrain particulièrement de cette chanson ou même peut-être quelques vers aussi. Pratiquez un petit peu. Alors, analysez les paroles, jouez le vidéoclip et essayez de chanter le refrain le plus fort que possible. D'accord, maintenant c'est le temps pour étape numéro 5. Oui, mots cachés, mots cachés. Oui, c'est le temps de jouer avec le vocabulaire, les paroles de cette chanson. Et jouer, c'est bien le mot ici. Alors, ce qu'on va faire, c'est beaucoup de fun. On va diviser la classe en 2 équipes ou peut-être 3 équipes. OK? Et on va mettre cette feuille ici, OK? Cette activité de mots cachés, on va mettre ça là sur l'écran. Alors, tout le monde peut voir le grand mot caché qui sont là. OK? Votre prof va jouer le rôle de l'animateur ou l'animatrice de ce jeu-là. Ouais, et votre prof va dire un mot, n'importe quel mot. C'est juste, vous avez pensé que les lettres sont mélangées. Aussi, le choix de votre prof va être mélangé en ce qui concerne quel mot votre prof va choisir. OK? Alors, ce qui se passe, c'est une représentante ou représentant de votre équipe va aller à l'écran pour être prête à trouver le mot annoncé par votre prof. Peut-être c'est un mot qui vient du refrain ou un vers ou quelque chose comme ça là. Mais un mot. Alors imaginez maintenant. Imaginez à l'écran là, il y a une représentante de votre équipe, une représentante de leur équipe, OK? Une personne seulement pour chaque équipe là, OK? Le prof va annoncer un mot comme tortue. Je ne sais pas, c'est juste un mot. La première personne pour trouver le mot tortue gagne 1 point pour l'équipe. 1 point pour l'équipe. Et cette équipe-là a 10 secondes pour écrire et dire une phrase avec le mot tortue ou avec le mot dit par votre prof. Ça fait du sens? De la liste qui est là. Ouais, c'est ça. OK? Peut-être que vous allez me demander, Étienne, est-ce qu'on peut avoir une copie de cette feuille devant nous? OK, ça c'est à discrétion de votre prof. OK, ça c'est à votre prof à répondre à cette question-là. C'est pas mal comme idée. Alors, parce que vous pouvez vérifier, étudier en avance où sont les mots là. Alors, quand c'est votre tour d'être là à l'écran, vous pouvez plus rapidement trouver les mots là. OK, mais retournons aux règles. OK, alors, tortue, oui, j'ai trouvé le mot. Notre équipe, nous avons 10 secondes pour créer une phrase avec ce mot-là. La tortue est verte. Voilà, c'est une phrase, par exemple. OK? Voilà, vous avez gagné un autre point. Mais, si vous ne pouvez pas faire ça en 10 secondes là, l'autre équipe a 30 secondes pour créer leur propre phrase avec votre mot tortue. Oui, pour gagner le point que vous avez perdu là-bas. OK? Puis après ça, les deux représentantes retournent à leur place et deux autres représentantes différentes vont jouer pour vos équipes là. Et le prof a annoncé un autre mot. Par exemple, je ne sais pas. Il y a tant des activités là comme ça et tant de mots différents là. Vous avez l'idée? Alors vous allez continuer. En avance, vous allez choisir combien de mots vous allez choisir. Peut-être jouer avec 10 mots ou 20 mots. Il faut regarder combien de temps reste en classe. Peut-être il reste en classe 5 minutes. On va jouer un jeu très vite de 10 mots. Alors, amusez-vous bien là avec ce jeu-là de l'étape numéro 5. Alors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on a fini avec ces étapes-là. Maintenant, c'est le temps pour l'étape numéro 6. Ça fait de sens, n'est-ce pas? Qu'est-ce qu'on veut faire? On va parler en groupe et on va décider quelle destination est-ce qu'on va choisir pour cette arrêt ici sur le IC Roadmap. Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire? Quelle sorte de projet est-ce qu'on va faire comme une classe, soit individuellement, en paire, en groupe, ou vraiment comme juste une classe? Alors, vous allez parler avec votre prof maintenant pour l'étape numéro 6 pour décider quoi faire à la fin de cet arrêt. Maintenant, c'est le temps pour l'étape numéro 7. Oh oui, vous avez choisi déjà votre destination, ça c'était étape numéro 6. Mais on va retourner à la chanson une autre fois. Et vous allez écouter la chanson cette fois, pas regarder le vidéoclip. Et vous devez remplir l'activité avec les tirets. Alors, il faut écouter la chanson et il faut remplir les tirets qui sont là devant vous autres. Alors, Et après que vous avez fait ça, c'est le temps de vérifier vos réponses. Et comment est-ce qu'on va faire ça? C'est très simple. On va regarder de nouveau le vidéoclip de la chanson. Et là, vous pouvez voir les paroles là et vous pouvez vérifier vos réponses ensemble et parler de ces réponses-là. Bonne chance, mes amis, avec étape numéro 7. Étape numéro 8. Des 8 stratégies qu'on utilise pour commencer chaque arrêt ou étape sur le chemin de maîtriser la langue française là, avec votre prof et votre classe. Maintenant que vous avez fait étape numéro 7, vous avez toutes les bonnes réponses pour les paroles de la chanson, n'est-ce pas? Devant vous autres. Maintenant, c'est le temps de jouer un petit peu avec ces mots-là. Analysons ces mots-là. Peut-être vous pouvez, par exemple, encercler les mots que vous avez utilisés cette semaine. Oui, en classe ou soit chez vous, quelque chose comme ça. Encercler les mots sur cette feuille-là. Ou bien, vous pouvez mettre un rectangle autour d'un nouveau mot que vous ne connaissez pas là. Vous regardez à ce mot-là et vous dites, c'est quoi ce mot en anglais ou c'est quoi ce mot-là? Je n'ai jamais vu ce mot-là. Mettre un rectangle autour de chaque mot que vous ne comprenez pas. Ouais. Ou bien aussi, vous pouvez analyser la langue qui est là, essentiellement. La grammaire, par exemple. La grammaire, par exemple. Cherchez partout les paroles de cette chanson-là et encerclez juste les verbes. Mettre peut-être un rectangle autour des adjectifs, par exemple. Il y a un tas de possibilités, là. Comment on peut encercler, triangler, rectangler les mots, là, et parler de ce qu'on a trouvé, là. Peut-être vous pouvez souligner les mots que vous reconnaissez déjà, là, les mots que vous savez. Oh, je connais bien ce mot-là. OK? Beaucoup de manières qu'on peut faire ça avec étape numéro 8. Alors, voilà une introduction qu'on peut faire
Sur le chemin de maîtriser la langue française, IC roadmap, comme on dit en anglais là, chaque arrêt, chaque étape, okay, each stop on this journey, on peut commencer chaque stop avec ces 8 stratégies-là. Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire maintenant qu'on a fini avec ces 8 stratégies? C'est le temps de commencer toutes les tâches authentiques, jouer avec les histoires, les autres chansons, les sketchs, vous pouvez parler ensemble, beaucoup de choses à faire ici. On est prêt, bien sûr. À bientôt, vous autres. Et j'espère de vous voir à un spectacle bientôt sur notre World Tour, n'est-ce pas? Et on peut parler de cet arrêt, this stop on your IC roadmap. Oui, c'est ça. OK. Bien sûr, à bientôt vous autres.
I would be remiss to ignore the fact that your package is actually front loaded with the DJ Delve Dailies tools as well. You don't even need the 310 pre-made videos that go with it. Everything is actually listed there, and all the activity tools, the writing tools, the recording tools that your students are going to use are already there for you. So you might as well use them while they're there, right? So the DJ Delve Dailies, we're talking about les sujets du jour. We're talking about Jeux d'image, which is my favorite. We're also talking about the Mardi Musique, where you can use one of the 2 songs that are included in this package and do some really, really cool surveying and some feedback with students. And also there's the Énigme du jour. So as you can see, we used the actual song in that step 2 of the 1, 2, 3 easy steps for our intro to this La Mode stop here on the Interactive Comprehensive Roadmap. Well, talk about songs. Every one of the 62 stops has at least 1 or 2 catchy songs, sometimes more, in each stop. And here are the 2 songs that are available for you. There is À la mode, and there is also En vogue et À la mode. 2 songs. Here's a little tip. If you're somebody who's saying, wait, I don't do songs, I don't sing, I don't do that kind of stuff, don't worry. I actually wrote a letter that's inside your package about using songs in the classroom, and I give you my best tips. Because even though I'm Etienne and I go all over the world and I do sold out arena shows and theater shows with screaming teenagers, I actually don't sing in my classroom. After catchy songs, we see that there's going to be a lot of interactive comprehensive reading. So you're hearing this interactive comprehensive thing a lot. It literally just means this. So like I said, there's no training, no techniques you need to learn, okay? It's literally when we're doing things, it's always interactive and it's always comprehensive, because the reading, writing, listening, speaking is going to work together. And at different times, we may concentrate a little bit more on one than the other. So what you see up here on the screen right now are some of the activities that are more heavy on the listening part. And then these are some that are more heavy on the reading part. However, you might be thinking, whoa, wait a minute. Reading, dude, that's a little heavy, because some of my students, they struggle with reading. That's okay. That's exactly where your reader's playbook is going to come into play. No pun intended. Let's take a look at some of the really cool strategies that are in this reader's playbook right now, in fact. And then I'll tell you about one of my favorites. And you know what? I'll make another little video that you can play with your students. And I, as Etienne, team teaching with you, can work through one of the strategies with one of the songs or stories in your package. When you go through your reader's playbook, you're going to see all of these strategies explained with QR codes that you can swipe to find out all about the research behind these evidence-based strategies. None of these are just made up, okay? They're not made up, they're real, they're really good ones. So you've got finger follow, silent reading, paired reading, shared reading. There's going to be 29 different strategies. That means that every time you give a text to your students, you can read it one of 29 different ways. You can handle that text with your students one of 29 different ways. Now, you're not going to do it 29 different ways with one text, but every time you bring out a new text, try a different strategy. And this will keep things fresh throughout the school year. So you can use literacy circles, learning stations, chunking, read-alouds as well. Mime reading, book sing-along, popcorn reads. Wished I had time to talk to you about that, but we'll have to save that for another PD. Read and list is amazing as well. One word at a time is as silly as can be, but is super, super effective. And we're going to try number 14, stop me from reading, with me and your students. But there's also number 15, read along to stop the song. Those are the first 15. Now, let's try number 14 together. I'm going to pop back in as Etienne, and you can use this part of the video to try one of these activities with your students, the specific strategy called Stop Etienne from Reading. Bonjour vous autres, c'est moi Etienne et c'est le temps de jouer un petit jeu qui s'appelle Arrêtez Etienne de lire. Vous devez essayer de m'arrêter de lire l'histoire qui s'appelle Mon défilé de mode. Vous avez peut-être une copie de ce petit livre ici, ou peut-être vous avez une copie au papier là de l'histoire Mon défilé de mode. OK. Comment est-ce qu'on joue ce jeu-là? C'est pas facile, vous autres. Moi, je vais commencer à lire à n'importe quel point de l'histoire. Je ne vais pas commencer au début. Je ne vais pas commencer à la fin de l'histoire, là. Je vais commencer quelque part, peut-être au milieu, on ne sait pas, là. Votre prof va commencer à cliquer le timer. Ouais. Votre prof va commencer le timer. Moi, je vais commencer à lire à n'importe quelle partie. Okay? Et quand vous avez trouvé le point où je suis en train de lire, levez-vous et vous devez lire avec moi. Alors, continuez à lire avec moi. Et on va continuer à lire jusqu'au point que la dernière personne dans la classe est là avec nous autres, est en train de lire avec nous autres. Et quand toute la classe est en train de lire ensemble avec moi, Etienne, votre prof, pour encore cliquer sur le timer pour voir le temps qui est là. Est-ce que c'était 40 secondes, 52 secondes, 1 minute, 32 secondes? OK? Jouez ce jeu avec moi et après ça, peut-être votre prof peut lire et remplacer moi. Et au lieu d'arrêter Etienne à lire, vous pouvez essayer d'arrêter le prof ou la prof à lire ou arrêter un ami à lire. N'est-ce pas? Vous comprenez? OK? Et essayez d'améliorer votre temps chaque mois. Commençons. Alors, est-ce que vous avez l'histoire? D'accord. Est-ce que vous êtes prêts? Est-ce que vous avez les petits livres là? Ou est-ce que vous avez votre feuille là avec l'histoire? OK. Et vous êtes prêts? OK. OK. Notre prof, c'est le temps de cliquer et moi, je vais lire. En 3, 2, cliquez. OK, bon. Le sweatshirt à capuche est en nylon. Les pantoufles sont faites de fourrure. Pardon? Oh, c'est vrai. Pas de fourrure dans mon défilé de mode. Merci. Mais j'aurai une chemise blanche et des bottes jaunes. La chemise est faite de lin et les bottes sont en caoutchouc. Une robe violette et des talons au rose. La robe est en velours.
Quels autres vêtements doit-on ajouter? Permettez-moi de vérifier sur ma liste. Ah oui, j'aurai aussi un short noir, des chaussettes grises, des chaussures brunes, un chapeau orange. Est-ce que tout le monde est en train de lire encore? Non? Non, ok. Un sous-vêtement vert et un foulard jaune. Et les mannequins? Ouais. Vous pouvez tous participer dans mon défilé de mode. Mon défilé de mode. La fin. D'accord. J'espère à ce point-ci, là, vous avez déjà cliqué, vous avez déjà un score, un temps, n'est-ce pas? C'est le temps d'améliorer ce temps-là. J'ai fini à lire. C'est le temps de choisir quelqu'un d'autre. Peut-être votre prof peut lire maintenant ou un ami peut lire et vous pouvez jouer ce jeu ensemble encore, améliorer votre temps et le meilleur score va gagner $1 million. Pas payé par moi, non, non.
Now, those are 15 reading strategies, but we're going to give you 14 during and after reading strategies as well. Check these out. There's On What Page, which is basically an I Spy game. There's Find the Color. There is Number Fun. There's Wearing Wonders as well. Where to Buy, Opposites, Emotion Ocean, I've Done That. All these things are going to lead your students deeper into the text that you have been reading and rereading. There's I Want to Do That, Imagine If, and What Would You Do? Finally, there's Everyone's a Critic, Posterize, and Dramatize It. So we get our students active with the reading. That's part of the interactive part. This La Mode PDF package is also filled with interactive, comprehensive writing as well. And these are just some of the strategies that specifically get students writing. And then later, of course, we get reading and talking about it as well. But there's some good writing involved here. And of course, speaking. How many of you have had interviews with parents who have told you, oh, I wish I would have continued on in my French because I've forgotten how to speak it. And, speaking French is just so very important because there's so many things that they can do when they go on vacations or when they meet people, maybe on social media or things like that. They can use their French. And what these particular interactive activities do is they have them practicing their French in spontaneous circumstances. That was right. This way, when they're doing it, it's more real and authentic and less robotic. And my favorite way is to do it with sketches or skits with interchangeable vocabulary. I love plays. I'm not against plays, but plays are static. We want to get our students using skits with interchangeable vocabulary so that every time they practice it, it's a completely different scenario. And as you can see, the words that are bolded here will be interchanged with the word bank that you see down at the bottom of this. And then you can see off to the left, they'll have their opportunity to write their own skits and sketches as well. And they can use the ones that they've been practicing as a guide. Now, another powerful tool to get students engaged in French is lists. Because we do lists all the time. Lists are everywhere. So let's get our students doing lists. And we're in La Mode, so we got lots of La Mode. We could have a shopping list. We could have laundry lists. There's a long list of lists that we could be doing. Fun fact, did you know that there are some school districts where gamification is actually mandated? You have to do 20% gamification in your lessons and you have to prove it in your lesson planning. That's right. Getting students to be active with their learning, playing games, doing activities where they're diving deep into the reality of what they're exploring and learning is just super, super powerful. So you're going to see lots of gamification here, lots of opportunities to do interactive bingos, an amazing word search activity as well that is there that I would love to lead you. And if there's time, I'll put on the Etienne costume again and I can lead you through that. But you definitely have to check it out if we don't have time for this here. There is also the cards that go with it. The Faisons du Shopping cards, which are fantastic. They have colors and clothing and your students can actually interact with purchasing and selling clothing with these cards. Now, the physical cards aren't in there, but you have access to the PDFs, so you can actually make up the cards and the sizes that you want and however you want to do it. But this is a great way to get students interactive, total gamification, all right, so research-based, obviously, but spontaneously using their French. And you'd be surprised, even at the youngest of levels. In fact, if I could be completely honest, you're going to be having so much fun yourself that you may never want to retire. No, I'm serious. Never. And I know what some of you are thinking. You're like, but Etienne, come on, what about the grammar, dude? What about that language convention part? Well, don't worry, I got you covered, and I got you covered in a super, super big way, where we're going to make grammar an actual embedded part of this La Mode learning, just like the other 62 stops. We're going to make the language convention part a part of the learning where they're actually going to build that foundation without us having to hit the brakes and going, let's just do grammar for a while, kids. Okay, so you don't have to do that. It's actually embedded in learning. And I want you to check these out. Check out these activity tools. Right here, first of all, is my little letter to you about the use of grammar in an embedded way. And then I give you this chasse au trésor linguistique for you and your students. But this is what we're going to do. Do you see those little symbols there with the people and the wheels and everything like that, representing the parts and structure of the language conventions or whatever? We're going to actually use those, and your students will revisit once again the stories and the song lyrics, and they're going to be able to tear, and you're going to be able to talk about some of the language conventions. This is at your discretion, okay? If you get allergic to grammar, and you don't risk that. I'm just saying that if you actually want to be building that foundation while still in the La mode, then these are the tools that you want to definitely check out. I mean, here's what they'll lead them to do. Check it out. It'll teach them literally what the role of a verb is and a subject and an adjective and all those things like that. And then we'll encourage them to tier, like I said, and pull them into, and all the answers. That's what I love about this package too, by the way. All the answers to everything are there, so you don't have to sit there and figure it out. Okay? It's all done for you. So I want you to go through this PDF. You could use those teacher planning tools that you saw in the beginning, and you could pick which one of these things that you want to do. Maybe you just want to spend a week on La Mode. That's just all you want to do, or 2 weeks, right? You literally could spend a lot more than that here, but that's not the point. You pick what you want to do, and then you can level the learning with the different activities that are there, and allow your students to have basically these choices of this mild, easygoing kind of journey, or a more medium paced journey, or you can go all hardcore and have them do a doctorate thesis. Yeah, at the end, talking about fashion in French and whatever you feel like. But it's all there for you, all the tools that you need. And I just can't wait to get some feedback from you and let me know how your exploration with La Mode goes with your students. And if you are needing any assistance, you can definitely, put up the bat signal, and I will come swoop in with some more Alfred tools and some more Robin help. I just love the IT. Do you not believe that French is a living language? If it's a living language, should we not be living the language together, right? Because there's too many teachers who are, first of all, the only teacher that's in their school, or in some cases, when there's multiple teachers, sometimes you're the only good one. So, I'm just kidding. The fact is that we need to be working together, and I'm definitely here to do that, and I'm down for doing that. I want to do these things. And I'm just excited. It's just so much fun. So if you are enjoying this, there is obviously a lot more stops to explore, a lot more strategies to explore. But hopefully this little PD video leaves you with a happy heart and full hands with everything that you need to have a great interactive, comprehensive trip with your students with La Mode. I can't wait to work with you more. Hopefully next school year, we should plan some good PD together. Maybe even in person. Definitely some concerts. Gotta do some concerts, for sure. Absolutely, yeah. All right. À bientôt, vous autres. Merci.